In this episode, we're talking about an intensely addicting mashup of Clover Pit and Slay the Spire called Slots and Daggers. This and more on Indie Game Arcade. Welcome back to Indie Game Arcade, a podcast that deep dives into the latest and greatest indie games. I'm your herald of Halloween games. My name's Chris.
Oh man, I wasn't ready again.
Oh, you. Here, let's workshop something.
And I'm your Reaper of Roguelikes, Joseph.
And he said that immediately after I said the thing I said. There was
no planning in between, no discussion.
No editing took place, nothing. It was purely, it was just pure.
Off the cuff.
Purely off the cuff, exactly. Why are we playing so many gambling games?
Oh, man. Why do you keep throwing them at us, and why are they so good?
Yeah.
I do gamble in real life sometimes, but it's been years, and this is making it. Actually, no, this is better because this is like, okay, I'm getting my gambling fix without wasting money.
I lived in Las Vegas for 2 years, and I only gambled $20 the entire time I lived there. That was it.
That's crazy.
I just don't gamble. I mean, I never have the money to gamble anyway, but like, I don't like losing money. But I guess I love losing fake money because we're gonna talk about some more gambling games. We're talking about, though, today, not just gambling money, but gambling with your life. We're talking about Slots and Daggers. Game start! So Slots and Daggers released on October 24th, 2025, developed by Friedemann, who I don't know if you're familiar with these other games, but I do want to mention them because I think they are very good games. He also helped develop Pizza Possum, which is a super fun co-op game that is in our library that I don't think you've played it, but we could play it sometime. It's really fun. We should do it. He also was the developer of Summerhouse, which came out, I think, last year and was just like a super cute little house building thing. And it is like some of the most gorgeous pixel art you will ever see. Anyway, good job, Friedemann. Big
Great
departure
job.
here from this. Published by Future Friends Games, and for a quick description, this is a retro fantasy roguelike where your battles are played out on a slot machine. You spin the reels to attack, heal, cast spells, and risk the odds. Yeah, that's basically how it works. But the thing that drew me to this right away, weirdly enough, was the UI of this game. Just like, you know, how it looks, like looking at the machine and everything, seeing the little, where the slot icons are, seeing the coins on the side, then seeing the screen that shows like the enemies and everything. Like just seeing a screenshot of that and not knowing what part of the game this was, not knowing if that was like, you know, the full game, if that was just an aside of something. But as soon as I saw that, I was like, this looks interesting. I need to see what this is. And then I realized, like, I'm really looking at pretty much the entirety of the game in this one screenshot, right? And it was enough to pull me in and be like, yeah, okay, I need to play this. I need to check this out. And I am so glad I did. And then I played it and I'm like, all right, I need to ruin Joseph's life real quick. So I was like, hey, Joseph, you should check out this demo real quick. And that was literally just like, what, 2 nights ago or something? I was like, hey, check this out. And then you went nuts on it the night I sent it to you.
Yeah, I played for like maybe an hour and beat the demo in that time, but man, was it a good time. Like that is one I could have kept playing. I didn't because it was a demo, so I'm like, no, I'm done for now. But like, it's very engaging. There's so many cool things that you can like, well, not cool things, but there's like so much like meta progression you can do like after the runs. You can make these really cool combos. Like any good roguelike, it's got that appeal of like, what kind of like build do I want to go for? But there's also the randomness, the RNG of the slots themselves that are determining like what you're actually doing. Like, and you're choosing what all you want on your slot too. So it's like, okay, do I want to go for like quantity? Do I want to go for quality? A little bit of both. How am I playing this out? And I don't think there's any like wrong way to approach it. It's just like have an idea in place, and there's going to be all these different like items and things you can pick up in between and upgrades between each battle that you can get if you can like afford them, that make runs drastically different depending on what you're doing or what you're picking up.
And one thing that I love is that they do add some real skill checks within this too.
Very early on.
RNG. Yeah. So it's not like all 100% reliant on just like randomness and things. Like there are things that will keep you engaged. And I love that about it. But you can essentially choose to forego those things too, because you could just, ignore those items and not add them to your machine. We probably should talk about like the setup of this though, so people know what we're talking about. Which is that like when you start your run, you can start with 3 basically like icons to add to your slot machine, and those are going to determine what you do when you are sitting across from, well, it's like a little screen that pops up with an enemy on it, and how you attack or engage with said enemy. So let's say like, I think the very first thing you start off is like, you have like a sword, a shield, and a coin. So coins will generate you money. Shield will add to your shield bar, which sits next to your health bar. The sword will do damage, obviously. So as you like fight, you progress, there are so many other things that you are going to unlock to change that basic setup if you wish. Tons more weapons, things that do magic attacks and magic spells, different varieties of coin gathering, like the coin pouches. And there was another one I saw at one point. I can't remember what it was. But basically it's like you can customize like how you want to start this run, the more stuff that you get. And you can keep adding to your slots and stuff as you go too. The thing though is like, obviously the more things that you add, then the less likely you're going to get those things, because the percentages would go down. So you have to be like really strategic.
The benefit of it versus other slot machine games or just slot machines in general is like there's never like a wasted spin. You are able to use everything on your slot row. I know there's a name for those. I don't know what it's called, but like
I have no idea.
You're able to use everything there that is available to you. So let's say you roll like a shield, a coin, and a sword. It's going to go from left to right. It's like it's going to add your shield. It's going to give you the 1 coin, and then it's going to do the sword attack. If you get multiple, like you'll just do them multiple times. But if you get all 3, if you fill the slot row with one of the items, that's where you get the bonuses. That's where that starts coming in. So like the last hit of the sword, if you got 3 swords, would do like, I don't know if it's double damage, but it does more damage than it would have done normally. So it's like, it still benefits you to, like you said, keep like your real kind of like sparse, because you want to try to optimize it towards whatever you're going for. Sometimes it's going to be like, oh, I want all these things. And maybe there's like a play for that would be beneficial. But at least early on, like the best thing that I did for myself was like, I got rid of the coin as early as I could. Because it's like, okay, this is only giving me 1 coin. This is kind of sucking. It's kind of wasting a slot. So let me replace that with something else. Once I started putting in like the skill check stuff, that's what really carried me through the demo. Because it gets hard early on. Like some of those enemies will start to one-shot you if you are not either well protected or doing something like stunning them. Either you're like mass shield, or you're stunning them, or you just are able to one-shot them instead if you get a really good roll. But yeah, like it's the to your point, there's the randomness of it, but there is control to it as well. It's not so random that you're going to get completely screwed. You can, but it's not going to be completely out of your hands. You have some semblance of control in that you are deciding what is actually there to be rolled, and you are the one who there are those skill check weapons, like this big sword that like it has a bar that will go like up and down. You want to hit it as close to the top as you can when the bar fills up. And depending on how many times you do it in a row, it starts to go faster and faster. So it's like you won't always be able to hit the top of it. But when you do hit at least close to the top, you'll get a critical hit. And then like that's where it's like starting to, and that does do double damage. So it's like, okay, cool. Yeah. Now I'm like really affecting what's going on here. I am participating in this. It's not just a slot machine against me.
I'm curious to know if you have a system to make sure you get those critical hits with the big sword. Do you have something?
I mean, I'm just pretty good at timing those things. So I'll add to that and say that there was this one item that I randomly picked up that helped me. It carried me through a run because I had to participate in it, but like what it did was every time I got a critical hit, it re-rolled that slot that I got the critical hit in. And so if I had things that mainly did critical hits, which is like the big sword always does them when you hit near the top. And the bow and arrow that I was also using will sometimes get it, or no, it will get a critical hit if you're able to hit the bullseye of it. And that one's a lot harder because that one's just like waving around kind of randomly. So the timing of that was challenging, but it is possible. And I did it a lot. So most of that was like, okay, I got a critical hit with the sword. What randomly is going to show up on the same slot next? And if it would be like a sword, bow, sword, and keep going like with those two items, since I only had 3 things anyway, there was a really good chance I was going to get one of those. So there were times where I would just do in one spin, I would keep my first slot active until the enemy was dead. And that usually just took like 3 or 4 hits because I was like crit. And so it was getting faster every time I was doing it. Like the sword was going really fast and the bow, like the target was like moving around quickly. But like there were times where I could just time it well enough. I'm not saying like I'm amazing at it or anything, but there were times I got lucky enough to where it worked out in my favor. And that just is really satisfying to just like down those enemies before I didn't even get a chance to see what some of them did. But I know if they hit me, like they probably would have one-shot me later on in that swamp level.
That's such a good build. I didn't even think about that. I think the one you're talking about, I think is probably the bicep. I'm guessing.
I think so.
Yeah.
I do remember having that one.
And so what I was doing, like whenever I would get the sword and stuff, because, and this is one thing I like, it's not like you get one chance to do the thing and that's it. Like it'll do it'll go up and down the meter as many times as you need it to try to like, understand like when you need to get the timing down and then before you hit the button. So like I'll do it and I'll figure out like, like a counting pattern in my head. So like whatever the rhythm is. So I'll be like 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll do that a few times before I hit it. So like every time this sword comes up, I was just saying that out loud. And Rochelle's like, my wife's sitting on a chair across from me watching TV, and I'll be playing this game, and all of a sudden she's looking over at me, and I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, and she's like, "What the hell?
Are you playing a counting game?
Yeah, she's like, "What are you learning doing?" Math? I'm like, I gotta hit the sword at the right time so I can hit this guy on the slot machine. So yeah,
nonsense.
I didn't. It's made perfect sense. There's so many really interesting builds and stuff that you can do with it. I mean, that's perfect for a roguelike, obviously. But one thing that I didn't catch until a little bit later, because unlike you, I can't go right through and just beat it. It takes me a few times. But I didn't notice at first that you could eliminate some of the symbols that you've put into your slot machine. So like I did notice that maybe my second or third time through there, the little X off to the side when you are at that point that you can buy new slots or upgrade and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like that, because at first I was just like, oh man, so I'm stuck with this coin and I can add other things to it, but man, that's going to make my percentages go down for the stuff I really want. But then it was just like, oh, I can take that coin out now that I'm like, at a level that I'm beating higher enemies that give you more coins for defeating them anyway. So I don't have to worry about getting these measly pennies for peasants every time on those slots. So yeah, that was nice too, discovering that. I wish I would have discovered that off like right away, but hey, I mean, that works. I really like the poison dagger. I just wish that, like, to me, I wish it was a little bit more viable. I just have not found a build in which that one was more viable yet.
Yeah, I'm sure there are like some kind of items that will like up your poison damage or something.
Yeah,
if
just
not in
haven't
the
found one
demo,
yet.
then at least like because I was using a poison dagger for a little while too, and then I'm just like, it's just not like killing them fast enough. Like I'm getting crushed while this dagger's slowly taken away.
Yeah,
and it's helpful, but I think it's more like helpful in combination with other things than it is like independently or alone.
right. It was like one of those ones where if you can stack it multiple times, it really will chip away a ton of health. But
because if you get like a full reel of them and like all three like trigger, then it's like, okay, now that thing is like super poisoned. Yeah.
Yes. However, it's kind of that case though, if you could do that and that will carry you for so long, but you get up to even just like the first boss, which I think is like the Snake Queen or whatever. If like, let's say if you don't have any armor, that's like 2 shots and you're done. So you can't really afford to have a weapon like that where it would take more than a turn to take her out, right? So that's one of those ones where I'm like, I just wish I could find something else to go with that one because that's one I want to experiment with more.
Yeah, and I'm sure like you will with the full release.
Yeah.
What I do want to point out is like this is intentionally a like short and kind of sweet experience. According to the dev, like this, since it's a solo project, it's small and focused and made with care. It's a 4 to 8 hour campaign. I mean, it is roguelike because you're doing like, you're just trying to repeat the same process to get to the end. But it looks like, I mean, 4 to 8 hours seems like a lot for this kind of small thing. Like I would have expected like maybe a couple hours. So 4 to 8 is like overachieving what I assumed it would have been already. But I just want to point out because he's got it listed on the details of the game here on the Steam page. And so like if you're going into this, just know that it's going to be like a shorter experience. And there's not a lot of like, I guess, in-game things to do from what he's stating here.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's just like yeah, exactly. So I'm still like all in on this and going to buy it right away. I don't know what the price is going to be yet, but I'm sure it's going to be like sub $20, I would assume.
Oh, definitely. I would be willing to bet it's probably even 12 or under. So
yeah. That is probably true, especially like, and I bet it'll be on sale like right when it comes out too.
Yeah. I also like that he says this was something he made in his spare time. I'm like, come on, man. Come on.
I hope this ends up being like a big hit, like Balatro just out of nowhere.
I do too. That would be
so good. Like even conceptually, like this is something like he could build upon and have like a Slots and Daggers too. And easily. I would be on board with that as well. Like it's just such a fun, addictive gameplay loop, and it's short and sweet most of the time. I don't know how a 4 to 8 hour campaign is going to work because I couldn't see myself like surviving for 4 hours doing this. So maybe there's checkpoints at a certain spot where it's like, okay, I've gotten past these 3 levels. Now I can start on level 4. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because once you beat a boss, then that essentially serves as a checkpoint because then you start at the next zone. So like you beat the first zone, then you end up at like the graveyard zone, and then you go to the swamp and...
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it goes like that. So if like you get into, say, zone 3 and die, you're not going to start all the way back at zone 1. You'll just start right back at, 3 again. So...
Well, when I died, I did start back at the first one because I was like, I need to get like money. because
you did okay. Yeah. I get you.
Intentionally I did.
Intentionally.
Because I was like, I need to like figure out how to get back up to that point because I could not see myself beating those swamp enemies with like the starting weapons.
Exactly. Yeah, they were rough. I have not completed the swamp section. So yeah. Here's like the thing too, is it also has a story. Like you actually are following a story. I don't know if you caught that. It's like fairly subtle. It's mostly done in between the sections, like the zones.
Yeah,
but
I saw like this king pop up and he was talking about something.
Yeah, I knew exactly as soon as that popped up, I was like, I guarantee Joseph's going to skip this.
I didn't skip it. It was just like, all right, move on.
Yeah.
I was just ready to keep going, keep spinning.
Well, and what I love about it too is like, that's one of those things that for people that like lore and stuff, folks like myself, that it's just that extra bit of flavor that's going to make this game even more appealing. And it's a game that didn't even need it because the gameplay loop of this one is so good that like on its own, it works 100%. And then they just threw like the extra bit in there for flavor just to make it even more appealing. So thank you. Love that.
Yeah. All around great game. I'm sure like it's probably going to be one of those that's kind of under the radar, but I want to make sure it's like as high up on the radar as it can be, at least coming from us. Like, please, like try this out. There's a demo out now for sure. So give it a shot.
Yeah, please do. It is extremely satisfying. You will probably not regret it unless you are very prone to addiction. In that way, you might regret it. We'll see.
But at least it's only a 4 to 8 hour addiction.
There you go. You can only be addicted for 4 to 8 hours.
That's your cutoff.
Power up!
Hey, if you're enjoying this episode so far, do us a favor and throw us a like, a follow, share the episode or the podcast with folks who love indie games so we can get more of these game recommendations out there and support indie game devs. We also have our YouTube channel at youtube.com/nerdsloth where you can catch us playing more indie games or check out our top 5 and top 10 series for even more indie game recommendations because we believe there's an indie game out there for everyone.
Combo!
Let's talk about some other indie games we've been playing this week. I have 2 more to share with you. One of them was sent to us by the developer, and that is called Hoomanz. Not humans, Hoomanz, with an exclamation point at the end. So this is a cozy stealth game where you play as...
Oh, and a Z.
And a Z. This is a cozy stealth game where you play as Shu, the mythical guardian of planet Earth. Not Earth, Earth. Whose job is to scare away the clueless invading Hoomanz. So basically, you're this tiny little squirrel-like creature, and you are in this world, at least like the very beginning, because I've only played the beginning of this. It's kind of like this forest kind of area, and there's these Hoomanz that look suspiciously like humans, but also suspicious, like almost like humans that were bred with rabbits or something, like just the way they look.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, you're supposed to scare them away. That's your whole thing. And to do that, you have to basically like stay in the shadows, stress them out, and once they're good and stressed, then you spook them. But if you get into the light and they see you for what you really are, they won't get scared because you're actually just really cute and fuzzy, and they're going to run up and just like hug you and squeeze you and love you forever. So you got to stay in the shadows. So like every level and everything is like spread out in all of these different zones and gates and stuff. So you'll have to scare so many to kind of like gain access to the next gate and move forward. There's things that you can do to stress them out, like find bottles, throw the bottles at them, make noises and stuff to raise their stress levels before you can like creep up and spook them. And if you are moving the shadows, you can move much faster and like kind of dart a little bit, like do a little bit of a dash and everything through objects and stuff. If you get in the light, you do slow down, which makes it even more dangerous because that's when you're exposed for being so cute and so fuzzy. that they will just pick you up and want to take you home. So, yeah, it's just a fun, goofy little, kind of like stealth puzzle game, and just super cute and wholesome, honestly. I really, really enjoyed my time with it so far. Originally just played the demo, and they sent us the full game just today, like about an hour before we started recording. So I'm excited to play some more of this one.
Yeah, it looks very cute. And I think the gameplay mechanics look pretty good too.
Yeah, I thought it was really fun. I like it a lot. It's super, you know me, I like cute stuff. So I'm all here for it. Speaking of things that are cute, I have another cutie kind of thing for you. But this one is a little bit more in line with Halloween. Not that that one wasn't, because it does have a little bit of, you are trying to scare people. But this one is much more in line with Halloween. This is Spooky Express. And I really, really love this one as well. This is a cute Halloween-y kind of puzzle game where you plan train routes in a spooky theme park, transporting monsters like vampires and zombies to their proper destinations while not letting them snack on the humans. So the catch with this and how it works is each little level, you get a grid of varying sizes, like a little checkerboard kind of grid. You are in this like little train of just the engine and then one little car that's like made of skulls, which is kind of cool. And you have to lay tracks down and pick up the monsters and get them to the places they want to go. So they might be spread around on this grid. So like there might be a zombie just chilling somewhere. There might be a vampire chilling somewhere, and somewhere else on that same grid might be a hole that zombie wants to crawl down, or there might be a coffin there that you need to get the zombie to. Where this gets difficult is the tracks that you lay can't overlap. So you have to figure out the exact right sequence in which to put your tracks down to get both of those creatures or all the creatures, because you could end up with 4 or more in one thing, to each of their destinations, and then also connect the track to the end of the level to then leave. So like it starts out really simple, and then it starts getting so much more complicated, especially when you show up and then there's a human already on your train, and then you have to get that human somewhere safe first before you pick the monsters up, and then you somehow have to get that human back in your train and then take them out of the level as well. So it just gets more and more complex as they add more and more stuff. It's super adorable looking. I love the design of this so much. Really, really, like, as complex as it kind of gets, it's still really cozy and relaxing to play. So definitely a pickup for me. This is $14.99, so not a huge price point on it either. And I absolutely would recommend this one.
Definitely looks cute. Maybe a little too puzzly for my taste, but I can appreciate it.
Hey, man, you got to play some puzzles at some point. You like when your brain works. This make brain work.
I know, but I also like to be doing things, not just puzzles. Like if puzzles are a part of an action-y type game, yeah.
You just want action.
That's my jam.
Is what you want. You want the action.
I just need constant I don't know,
action.
movement. I just need satisfaction.
Move your train. You gotta move your train, buddy.
But it moves so slowly. I don't know. It looks super cute though. I'm not hating on the game. It's just not the game for me.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. If you are, and here's the thing, I kind of have wondered about this before, and then I actually found there is quite a few people out there, especially like on Reddit and stuff, that are searching for Halloween kind of games that are not horror games. And there's actually a lot of people looking for those kind of games. This is one of the perfect kind of games to sort of fill that need, I think. So I would definitely give that a shot if you were that kind of person that's looking for something to kind of meet the feel of the season, but you're not, you don't want to have to pull like your blanket over your face and get scared. So there you go.
Yeah, right on. I'll talk about a couple games. The first one I want to talk about real quick is Ogre Chambers 2222.
Hell yeah.
This is a crazy roguelike game by the creators of Antenna Games of
One creator.
or creator of Lake of Creatures. Is that what it was?
Yep.
Yeah. Lake of Creatures, the fishing roguelike. And in this one, you are just in a small rocket ship blasting ogres like in space, I guess. Like it's
Why
like
not, man?
got a really cute kind of simple concept. It's the follow-up to a game called Ogre Chambers DX, I think.
Yeah.
Let me make sure. Yeah, but it's the same style as that as well. So it's like if you played that one and you like that one, like you're getting kind of more of that. I played through this one and we have a video of it up on our YouTube. I did a whole let's play through the demo. It was really satisfying. Like it didn't take me more than one run, but out of the whole thing, I got like 5th place for the day of a score, which basically just means I beat the demo. And had a really good time with it. I loved the action to it. Like it got kind of intense at the end, and I could see it like as it progresses getting like super intense if it keeps up like it was. But you're essentially just getting like different abilities in any roguelike fashion that will power up your shots, give you sort of different abilities to use. Like I had a laser beam at one point that was pretty cool, and that's on some kind of cooldown, or I can only use it like once per level. But like my normal gun was doing fine. I was just like upping my damage as much as I could because I was like, I know that's going to help me. And it pretty much did help carry me through. But yeah, I had a really good time with that game. I'm going to pick it up when it comes out for sure because I was just such a big fan of Lake of Creatures the year that came out, which I think was last year or the year before.
Yeah, it was last year, I believe. And the dev has a huge, like, dedicated fan base. So must be a real stand-up dude because a lot of folks have been commenting on our video. I think I talked about this last week of Lake of Creatures and just talking about how much they love him as a dev. So definitely get out there and support his new game as that comes out. It is really, really cool, man. I had a great time watching you play it because it is a game I will never be able to play because I don't have the skill level for it. That's why we have you play the hard games.
It was definitely like right up my alley for sure. And same energy as Lake of Creatures, just like in a spaceship instead of fishing. So a lot of fun.
Love that.
The other game I want to talk about is one that I also picked up and actually beat today, really, was Bermuda Survivor. I was talking about that one a couple episodes ago. It is a survival horde-like game or horde survivor game. And in this one, you are trying to help you crash your ship in the Bermuda Triangle, essentially your actual like ship that you and your friends are in. And so your mission is to find and rescue your friends while also like fighting the monstrosities within the Bermuda Triangle. And it is like very tongue in cheek. It's a really like funny, lighthearted game. You're the main character is like he's got a scuba diving helmet on, no shirt, super buff guy, and he's got a cape on. And he basically has the energy. I thought he was going to be like a silent protagonist, but he's got sort of a Duke Nukem kind of energy to him.
I love
like,
that.
Everything is saying just like, bullets don't kill people. I kill people with bullets and stuff like that. And he's just like, it's really funny just hearing his like constant, like, just talking throughout as you're going through the level, and he's trash talking all the enemies you're fighting. It took me, and I haven't gotten all the achievements or anything, so I haven't 100%ed it. And there might be more I could step in and do, but I've beaten like the core game of it. It took me about 3.5 hours in total to do that. So it's a real short experience, but it's also like a cheap experience. It's less than $5 game. And I think it was definitely worth that because I really had a lot of fun. I think conceptually it's very cool, and the execution of it is done really well, where you're kind of powering up either your melee weapon or your gun, and you're picking up different melee weapons or guns as you go through. There was one run where I got pretty far doing a raccoon run, which is I found a raccoon, and it let me pet him. And then he joined my team as like a power up, which was like, he will just hang around me and then hit stuff as it goes by. And I'm like, okay, cool. So now I've got a little companion. And then I got like, as you know, with any roguelike, you get those 3 choices when you level up.
Yeah.
One of the choices was like, add another raccoon. I was like, oh, cool. So now I have like 2 raccoons and they're doing stuff. And then I got another power up later that was like, add another one. So I'm like, sweet, 3 raccoons. I've got like a whole crew now. And then my next power up was like, the raccoons will do more damage will start to do more damage every 5 seconds until you shoot your gun. So I'm like, oh, this is awesome because I'm using like my melee weapon as my main thing right now. So if I just don't shoot, they're just going to keep getting stronger and stronger. And then, so they did, and they were kind of carrying me. And then one of the last upgrades I got for them was like, your raccoons have katanas. It's like, oh my God. And so like, then I had 3 raccoons running around me doing a ton of damage with katanas. And it was so funny and just a fantastic run. The way that this works is like, you probably wouldn't be able to finish it in a single run because they are 10-minute increments. So it's like you're surviving for as long as you can, up to 10 minutes. And then it will like take you back to your little base for you to rest and stuff and then get your stuff back. And as you progress through it, you'll kind of hit these checkpoints where it's like, okay, I can start the level off at this little checkpoint here to be closer and closer to the end goal. So eventually you'll be able to, within that 10-minute increment, like reach the final boss and fight him. I think there are 3 bosses total. And yeah, I just had a really good time with it. I think for $5 or less, like it is definitely worth the price. And just a really good time and a solid roguelike horde survival game.
I just really like the utilization of characters that still have that Duke Nukem kind of mindset. Like, I love when games still have one where they're just so over the top. And like the game is self-aware, but the character isn't very self-aware. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Duke Nukem's
he's
the
obviously
example.
a doofus. Like he is completely just head up his own ass, but he's really funny because of how oblivious he is to everything.
I love that. That's like one of my favorite, I think, archetypes in a video game is just that kind of mentality, and it's just so funny to me every time.
Yeah, so give this game a shot. It's kind of like only has 15 reviews right now. Most of them are positive. It looks like there are some that aren't. I don't know why, but I think it's great. I don't know what people might complain about. I had a really good time. Also, you can drive a tank in this, and you have to. Like, you'll need to get a tank to like break open certain areas. So it's like, yeah, it's got everything.
I mean, you had me at Ninja Raccoons, to be honest, so I want to make my own little, thing of Ninja Raccoons, have them call me Sensei. That's where I'm at, so.
10 out of 10 would recommend Raccoon Army.
Heck yeah. You should leave that as your review.
I'll do it right now.
Yeah, type that in.
Final round!
Let's talk about some upcoming indie games we're excited about. I'm back on track, folks. I'm back on track. I've got some horror games to tell you about. And Joseph, they're to be announced.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm out. This is me. This is a SpongeBob me getting up out of my chair.
Well, one of them you're going to like.
All right, I'm going to head out.
One of them I think you'll really like. It's not going to be this first one. Well, maybe you will. This first one is called Parasensor. This one is a supernatural survivor horror game where you're playing as a woman named Marisol, who is a telecom technician, but within a city that's like being overtaken by this mutating and creeping parasite. And like it's like mutating the city and mutating the people within the city is what I mean. The art style looks really appealing. It also looks like it's going to be extremely gory. So I'm really looking forward to see how this shapes out. It's like, I'm not sure how to explain the art style, but it's very appealing to me where it's like, almost comic booky in a way. Some of it looks really painted and some of it looks like a comic book, like with heavy inks and stuff on that, like silhouettes of characters and everything. You'll have to like check it out because I'm doing a terrible job of explaining that, but I'm very, very interested in this. And then the other one is called I Hate This Place. This is an isometric, craft-based survival horror game blending scavenging, stealth, and base building as you explore a cursed 80s-style comic book world where nights bring relentless monsters and reality begins to unravel. I'm like stuttering now. This is another one that, like, honestly, the name is what sold it to me at first. I was like, okay, I got to check what this looks like. But again, this is another one where, like, the art style really drew me to it. And the bosses look cool as hell too. Like, there's this like one, you can see a screenshot of it, like this really crazy giant, like blue spider kind of thing with all these eyes and stuff. And, like almost gets like, not quite like neon sort of colors, but just very vibrant and stuff. And like, when you see blood, the blood is a very vibrant red and just juxtaposed to like all the blacks and stuff on the screen with like the shadows. It's just really, really cool. So
and it's got the word kind of font pop-ups and everything.
I love that. Yeah, when you shoot the gun, it says bang.
Yeah. It looks cool. What kind of game is it? A survival horror, but how does it play, I wonder? To me, it looks like it'd be kind of like a Resident Evil-y kind of game. So yeah, like a much brighter one, but still equally terrifying in ways by the looks of it.
Yeah.
But I do love the aesthetic of it for sure.
Yeah, it's very, very appealing to me. And I love the idea of the
80s comics vibe.
Yeah, and like you scroll down, it even kind of has like some comics there kind of showing it off. And I'm guessing those are something that are in the game itself. But kind of reminds me of like old Creep Show-ish.
Oh, it's like, the EC comics vibe, which is very appealing to me. Love that.
So... yeah, this is one that I thought that you might be into, so I want to make sure
I'll put it on my wish list, but who knows when it'll come out.
Soon. That's what it says. This one says coming soon.
Okay, I can take soon. I am going to kind of go the opposite direction of you and talk about games that have just come out that I have not really played yet. I'm going to go with Godbreakers first, which is one I actually did try out for Next Fest. And I liked it conceptually. This one is an action roguelike, but it's it's co-op up to 4 players. I don't have that many friends, so I'll probably play it solo. But it looks really cool. It played really. You're fighting for these like gods, I guess, against other gods. I don't know exactly what the story behind it is. But the combat feels really good. It's like bright and colorful, but it's got a pretty good like combat system to it. The upgrades were fun. It's got that what any good roguelike should, which is like some kind of random builds. Got different classes you can start as and unlock as you go through. You can customize your character. Like there's a lot of it that's really appealing to me. And what I did play of it was really fun. So that's one I'm looking forward to actually picking up. It came out just actually today as well. The day we're recording this, it came out. It's in my cart. I just haven't purchased it yet, but I will be. And I'll talk more about that later, I'm sure. The other game I wanted to mention is one that came out actually on the 22nd of October. And it's a little atypical to games I normally play because this one is a tower defense game, but it's like a super cute, like, I don't even think it's a roguelike, really. It's an RPG, but I just like the look of it so much. This one is Relic Guardian. And it looks really fun from what I've seen. The character that you are, I don't know if you can pick multiple or not, but whatever character you are, you can actually move around and kind of like carry the like towers and things with you as you're going through. So you're able to set different things up. But like the initial appeal of it was just like how good it looks. I love the art style to it.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a fantasy style like tower defense game, but even if tower defense isn't something that you're normally into, just the visuals alone sold this one to me. So I wish there was a demo for me to try. There probably was, and I missed out on it. But I'm going to at least like have this in my cart as a maybe because I'm very curious about it. Maybe I'll look at a review of it or watch a video of somebody playing it and see like how it looks like in action.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, but very positive reviews so far from the Steam reviews.
I'm digging the sprite designs and everything. Yeah, each of the worlds looks really good. I can tell there's one of the worlds I'm looking at that has got to be Ghibli inspired. because the one dude that's like bathing in that big tub looks a lot like the turnip from the turnip guy from.
Oh yeah, like the mushroom dude.
Yeah. From Spirited Away. Yeah.
It also has like an overworld map that looks a lot like Super Mario Brothers.
It sure does.
2, 3. I don't know which one, but a lot of the older Super Mario Brothers.
I would say a little bit more like Mario World, I think.
Maybe Mario, yeah.
Especially with the bridge there. Yeah, love that.
Yeah, and mostly just in the overworld where you're like going from point to point. But this looks super cool to me. I don't know a ton about it, obviously, and I'm not usually into tower defense games, but this might sell me on it.
Yeah, I was trying to see if they've done any other games, but this looks like it might be their first. Mist Trigger.
All the more reason to support them.
Yeah, absolutely. And for a first game, too, this looks pretty crazy. Like, there just looks like there's so much going on. So kudos to you guys for creating this. I love that.
Yeah, looks
beautiful.
Great. I just wanted to bring it up. I don't have any experience with it yet, but I'm hoping to get some soon.
Hell yeah, man.
Game over.
Well, if you had a good time listening to this episode, stick around for the bumper to learn how you can support the show and all the things we do at Nerd Sloth Creative. You can also check the show notes for our link tree that'll take you to our social media, Discord, merch store, and tons of other cool stuff. But get in touch with us, let us know what indie games you're playing, and help us elevate these games so we can help support indie game devs. But that's game over for us. My name's Chris.
I'm Joseph.
And we'll continue on the next episode.
Continue.
Indie Game Arcade is recorded and produced by Nerd Sloth Creative. If you're looking for more gaming content, head over to youtube.com/nerdsloth for indie game let's plays and recommendations. If you'd like to support the show, head over to patreon.com/nerdsloth, where you can select a pledge and receive access to hundreds of hours of bonus content from everything at Nerdsloth Creative. If you're an indie game developer and would like us to review your game or explore other opportunities, send an email to nerdslothcreative@gmail.com with the subject line Indie Game Arcade. Thanks for listening, and keep supporting indie game devs.